I always look at impressions of people and how people view that individual. And I don't really talk about politics much because, well, I think it's a waste of time. But because I like marketing, I like talking about marketing, I like seeing why people are popular, let's talk about politics here. I mean, 2020 is coming up and election time. Yeah, the US election. So if I look at the US election, well, it looks like there's a clear winner, and it's Donald Trump. Now, I'm Canadian, and I actually have no particular view on any of the politicians. I can't say I really I didn't really care whether it was Hillary or Trump. I simply don't think it's relevant to life. I don't think any of their decisions are relevant to my life. I don't think any of what they do is in my control. And I think they are people who will just do whatever they want. And I can't really have any influence on that. So what's the point in me getting involved? And also, there's a lot to learn about politics, and it's not really my thing. I'm kind of in business, not so much in the whole politics game. But I'm always interested in why people are popular. Why is Trump popular? Well, he's got a refreshing take on things. And his personality is quite outrageous, I guess you could say. And that appeals to a lot of people. So I'm doing this video because, well, I wonder how the Democrats could actually win. Because it seems like it's a long shot. It just seems like, well, Democrats really winning? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like anyone can match the personality of Trump. But let's look at this from a unique perspective, because I don't know if anyone's really thought of this. But all I see in the media, because, well, the media is a huge marketing component of the politicians. All I see in the media is people complaining about Trump and every little thing he does. And it's continual outrage about everything that he does. And there is no nice portrayal of Trump. And the reality is that makes him seem like, well, it seems like he's a bad person. But in reality, people kind of like that outrage. So that has landed him the presidential position, okay? That kind of outrage. But now, the Democrats, here's the one thing that they should do, okay? Let's just think about this for a second. They should say, hey, Trump has been really hands-off. He's been kind of really just kind of nice, and he's just been a really nice kind of president. And I don't think we need that. I think we need someone that's going to come in and make some changes. They think about it that way. Maybe not so much how bad Trump is, but how nice he is. Because all these people voting for Trump, they want this outrage from him. So it's like the Democrats have to match that outrage and then add +1, +2 notches in terms of the kind of outrage they can present. Right? Because I think they're trying to be nice, and that's not going to work. No, because they're not going to get those votes that they need because, well, these outrageous people, they want some craziness. Yeah, they seem to want crazy. That's why they went with Trump. So the Democrats should maybe match that. And so instead of attacking Trump, they should be maybe trying to come up with some really crazy ideas how they're going to change the world as well. Yeah, something to think about. Of course, well, why listen to me, right? I mean, I don't know anything about politics. I'm only just looking at it from a marketing perspective. And at the end of the day, someone has to be more popular than Trump, okay? Someone has to become more popular in the media than Trump. Here's the thing. CNN and New York Times and all these publications, they're not going to write about any of the Democrats to the same extent as how much they write about Trump. Okay? The search volume for Trump is significantly higher than any of what the Democrats are going to be doing. So here's the problem. People won't hear much about the Democrats. They are too soft. And that's not going to work for the news. Because, well, I guess when it comes to politics these days, any press is better than no press at all. Yeah. It's kind of a unique situation. And honestly, what I said about trying to change the perception of how people view Trump, I just don't see how the Democrats would even consider that. They've stuck with their stance since day one. They think he's a monster, and to be quite frank, I don't think that stance actually works, because it didn't work the first time. And they need to change their stance, right? They can't keep attacking Trump. It's not going to work. Now, I don't actually care whether the Democrats win or not. I don't care whether the Republicans win or not. To be honest, it's all irrelevant to me. And I got very few interests in this whole thing. Like, it's irrelevant. Now, I have investments in the U.S. I have investments in Canada. But whatever happens in the U.S. doesn't really matter. Everything always balances out, and it's all for the long term at the end of the day. And I can't say that somebody could go into the office of the White House and make a difference within 4 years or even 8 years. Because, well, the world wasn't built in a day or a year or a decade. So whatever happens, it all balances out at the end of the day, and everything always just sort of works out. The reality is, I like to see perhaps the underdogs win, and that's always something that I'm always interested in. So that's why I'd only really care about the Democrats winning. But to be honest, I don't really follow any of the policies, and I'm quite agnostic across the board on politics and a lot of other things too. But at the end of the day, if the Democrats want to win, they need to start thinking about how crazy they can be rather than how crazy the other side is. Yeah. So what does that look like? What does that look like? Like, how do the Democrats become crazy? Well, they need to start suggesting bizarre policies that maybe some people might not agree with, but others like, heck yeah, let's do that, right? Something super crazy, though. Something out of this world. And I don't really know what that is. That's why this is a very difficult situation, very delicate situation. And I'm sure the team is working together to figure out solutions to how to win. Because you have one side, and you have the other side, and you have this middle ground where it's all fair game. Anything goes. Well, this anything goes, like that group of people, they flock to Trump because they like the fact that he's different kind of politician, not really a politician. So it's sort of the counter. It's the anti-politics that people love. So, I mean, it's shock, it's anger, it's all this. It's a little bit of funny humor as well. I mean, Trump provides a range of emotions that not many other people have ever provided in politics. And that kind of emotion is very attractive to a lot of people. People love that. They love that kind of character. So that's what's going to help him win. And what kind of emotions can be evoked from the Democratic side? I find it very difficult to resonate with anything the Democrats say. I find it very difficult to jump on board with anything that they say because nothing really hits home emotionally. So they need to work on that. They need to figure that out. Now, I'm just being completely straight up honest here. As someone who's not really following anything, I'm not of any particular group, so politically speaking, I'm just looking at this from a marketing perspective. And how you become popular. Because I've always wanted to be popular, and how do you become popular? You make crazy accusations, or you make crazy remarks, or you make things happen that boil up the news outlets. Something that's newsworthy, something that tells a story. And what is that? Well, what kind of a character on the Democratic side could actually provide some interesting stories to tell? Well, we'll find out. We'll see what they can come up with. But hopefully they start building their story now, because the time is running out. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, bye.